everyone, it's Mari here. I have another Tried, Trendy, and True episode for you today, and today I'm going to be focusing on pocket scrapbooking. Pocket scrapbooking has been around for a while now. It was something that was super trendy a number of years ago, but it is a practice that really has become a true practice for so many of us as memory keepers. I'm just showing you here a 9x12 pocket scrapbooking album that I have, and I love this format. I think it's so much fun to work in. I really like this size in particular, the 9x12. I do have some 12x12 pocket scrapbooking albums as well, but I often tend to gravitate to this particular size. Now, what I have on my desk are two page protectors, a left side and a right. They are the exact same format, so each of the pages has the same number of and the same size of pockets. And I'm just going to show you here how I am going to organize these different pockets here, the different inserts for each one, and the paper choices that I make here. So I'm going to be using the beautiful Maggie Holmes Garden Party collection from American Crafts. This cut apart sheet is part of that collection. I love it because it has so many options for journaling for the spread. So I'm going to cut apart all of these different cards. I'm obviously never going to be able to use all of these on one double page spread, but there's going to be lots left over for other projects as well. So I'm going to just separate them all, and then I'll go through and choose out some of the ones that I want to use for my project today. So I'm using my Fiskars trimmer as well as my Tim Holtz guillotine trimmer to help me trim these up. And like I said, I will put the ones that I'm not going to use here in my stash. Now here you can just see how I've organized my papers so far. I've got two diagonal 4x6s. I've got that diagonal yellow stripe. I've got a couple of florals, got a couple of dots, and then you can see the journaling cards. And so I'm trying to keep this as symmetrical as possible when I'm organizing this so that I've got the same cards diagonal from each other in those corners. And so I've got those two pink plaids and then the two with kind of like the geometric floral kind of a thing. But now what I've decided to do is I changed up those two pink plaids to this rainbow stripe. I like that a little bit better because it has all of the colors that I'm going to use in the entire layout. Now you can just see I've chosen 6 different photos. One of the things that I love about pocket scrapbooking is you can get so many photos in one spread. So here you can just see I'm going to use the diagonal yellow and white stripe for a couple of 4x3 photos. I'm going to use the one with a dot for another couple of 4x3 photos. I've got those two 4x6 with a stripe for my intro and closing cards. And then I've got my other 4x6 pockets for photos. And then I've got the filler cards with the florals, and I've also got some journaling cards. So for me, I just really love how this is organized, really fun, balanced layout here. Now I've got all of my photos adhered to my pattern paper, and I'm going to start putting things into the pockets. So just going to see me here fussing with getting those pockets filled, and super easy to do. And in no time, you have 6 photographs and stories documented, or however many stories that you're telling as part of your project here. Now, what I am going to be journaling about here today, and my photo story, is my son moving into his new house. And we just went through basically 2 weeks of helping him pack and move and unpack into his new home. And so a super exciting time. Now, I love decorating these different cards, these different inserts. So this 4x6 card that's going to be my introductory card, I have a die cut piece here that I'm going to place on that. I am actually going to pop that up with some foam adhesive eventually. At this point, I haven't necessarily decided that I am going to do that, but I do go back and add some foam adhesive to that. Now, I did want to cover up that you and me that's on that die cut piece there. Initially, I thought I would use some washi tape to do that. I do think that I take that washi tape off, however, and add a sticker. And I am going to show you what I did for all of these different cards here. So just bear with me as I go through. I'm looking at all of the different products that I have from this beautiful garden party collection. It is gorgeous. And there's this full sticker book here that I have to choose from. So I'm thinking maybe I want to use one of these stickers here. I like the idea of using the word hello on this introductory card or the opening card on my left side, but I do want to use the word hello, but I'm going to use it from the puffy sticker sheet instead. So I really love this gold puffy sticker here. It's quite a bit bigger than that smaller black hello sticker. And so I'm going to try it on that washi tape area, but I don't end up leaving it there. You can see that it basically just disappears and you can't really see it. Now I am also going to be using these really beautiful black alphas from the Garden Party collection as well. And I'm actually going to create the title New House. And that puffy gold word hello is going to be part of that title. So the title eventually on that opening card is going to be Hello New House. So this is going to be the top leftmost pocket card, 4x6 card for my double page spread. And I just wanted this to be the introductory card to this whole double page spread. So the story obviously is moving into this new house. So I wanted that to sort of be the focal point title for this title card. So I'm going to, now you can just see I'm popping that die cut piece up on some foam adhesive just to raise it up a bit. And I've moved the hello above the word new. And now I'm going to spell out the word house. And I'm not going to try to keep these alphas straight. I'm just offsetting them so that they're just a little bit wonky and askew. I like that look, and I often struggle with getting things straight. So this is an option if you struggle with that too. It just kind of makes the alphas look interesting and fun, and that is the method to my madness for placing my alphas there. So really love how that looks so far. And I am going to do a little bit more with that die cut piece that's on this card as well. So just see me kind of moving things around a little bit, changing things up. I absolutely love those tweezers, by the way. Those are honeybee stamps, and really love those tweezers for placing stickers and small items and that kind of thing on my project. I love that this collection has houses in it as some of the icons, and there's actually a little greenhouse as part of this puffy sticker sheet, or the puffy sticker sheets in the collection. And that's perfect because my son's house that he purchased is green, and so that works out really well. I also wanted to put behind that little house puffy sticker a circle sticker, and I just thought that fit nicely on there and as a background for that little house. So that is going to almost finish up that card. I'm actually going to go back to the puffy sticker sheet and add one of the gold open hearts, and that's going to finish up that card. So love working on these little cards in pocket scrapbooking because they're almost like little mini layouts in themselves, each one of these little cards. So super fun. And I also really like to embellish outside of the pocket, and you're going to see me doing some of the outside of the pocket embellishing here on this project as well. Now, one of the cut apart sheets that's part of the Garden Party collection is this square here that you can see me trimming out, and it actually has a very similar piece on it to the die cut piece that I used on that opening card. So I want to use that for the closing card, the very last 4x6 card on the right side. So once again, just kind of trying to add some symmetry to the project by repeating some of the same elements all throughout sort of the layout in a balanced way. So here you can just see I'm going to trim out this little floral centerpiece. I'm going to cut the wood grain border off, and then it basically will be very, very similar to that die cut piece that I used on the new house card. I'm just going to get my smaller cutter bee scissors here to do some finer fussy cutting to cut this out. And once that's all cut out, I will take that and adhere it to the other 4x6 striped card that will be in the bottom right corner. So I'm just going to continue to painstakingly fussy cut this out just to make sure that I get this nice and straight and clean and ready to go for embellishing that lower pocket. And I am going to use some of the same alphas and elements on that lower right pocket as well. Once again, just to attain that little bit of symmetry on my double page spread. So you can just see by repeating some of the same motifs and that kind of thing throughout, it does really help to achieve a nice balance on your project. So here you can see that I've got that piece and I've popped it up on some foam adhesive. At first I thought I was going to use the So Happy sticker on the center area, but I do end up changing that. I really like this gold scallop border puffy sticker that's on the puffy sticker sheet. I'm going to put that at the bottom of this card and just to add some of that gold as well. And I'll just add a little bit of that gold here and there on the project. So I'm going to add that. I've got that all adhered down now. And I'm just going to kind of think about what I want to put now in that area over to the right. And I've decided that I'm going to use these small alphas in the sticker book to add a title to this last card. So I'm going to add the month, June, on there and the year, 2021. So you're just going to see me pull the page out of that sticker book. These pages in the sticker book are all perforated, which is really nice, so that you can take those out if you want. So I am going to use my tweezers to help me place these alphas and spell out the word June. And then I will use the large alphas from the collection that are on the opening card to spell out 2021. So sometimes I'm sure that people probably wonder, like, how many different types of albums does Mari scrapbook in? And it's a valid question, because for anyone who follows me, you know that I love all different kinds of formats. I have traveler's notebooks in my space. I have mini books. I've got, pocket scrapbooking. I have 12 by 12 albums. I've got my chapters albums from Heidi Swap. I've got a lot of different formats for scrapbooking and documenting. And one of the reasons why, I think really the main reason why I have so many different formats is because I feel like it keeps me going. It keeps me sort of like interested and intrigued and trying different things all the time. So I just think that's fun. Now you can see I changed the sticker to Dream from So Happy, and I added a little bicycle down in the corner as well from the puffy sticker sheet, because my son loves to bicycle. He loves to cycle. And so I just thought that was super cute. This double page spread is definitely all about him and his place and the cats and that type of thing. So just lots of little elements that I try to include that reflect this time and all of the things that were going on. Now, I have to tell you, I used my vintage typewriter to do all of the journaling on these cards. So there are definitely typos. And when I make a typo with my vintage typewriter, I simply take the letter X and I X out the mistakes. There are spacing errors, things are going crooked on the typing and so on. But for me, that's the interesting part of using a vintage typewriter. It's not perfect. So when I use my computer to do my journaling, it's pretty perfect. This is a different look, and I feel like it just adds something more interesting to the layout. So now I've got my journaling on all of those different journaling cards. There's 4 of them on the spread, and they're all telling different stories about how my son found the house that he found and the trials that he went through for that during this really difficult time in this housing market that we find ourselves in during the pandemic. And all of the things that he won't miss about living in an apartment. That list is relatively lengthy, and all the things that he's so grateful for in this new place. And funny story about the reaction of the cats to the new house. And I've got some pictures here of the inside of the home, and it's just beautiful. And I'm going to add some of these labels to a few different areas with some foam adhesive, and that's going to allow me some additional places for some journaling as well. And so I'll pop those up on foam, and now those are going to be outside of the pocket. So the nice thing about going outside of the pocket is it allows you to just continue to add more little embellishments throughout your spread, just giving you that chance to add a little bit more detail outside of your pocket. And so here you can just see, I'm showing you where I'm going to add first those first two labels, I should say. And then I'm also going to add a third label up top there where that cat is at the very top. That's Max. Max and Katie are the cats, and Katie has transitioned so well to the new house. You can see her in the bottom corner of the first page there. She's curled up and she's sleeping and she's just living her best life. Whereas Max is not quite as happy. Yeah, he's definitely struggling a little bit more. So just telling that story and, trying to document all of these things so that someday when he goes back and he looks at this, he'll remember what went on. Now, I do want to tell you that those labels that I wrote on there are slick. And I actually used my Copic fine liner to write on those slick labels so that it didn't smudge. So if you're looking for a pen, that's fine. I do have some of those slick writers, but they're fairly thick, the ones that I have, and I wanted a thin pen. And so I did use my Copic fine liner, and it didn't smudge, and it worked really, really well for adding some handwritten journaling on those labels. So that's just a little tip for you. Now I'm going to add a few more embellishments. I've got that vellum word love that I added to the bottom of the left page. And I do add this bow here, but after a while I'm like, that bow doesn't really work. It doesn't really fit kind of like the theme in general. So I do end up changing that up. I actually take it off of there completely and I don't use it anywhere else on the page. But I thought about using a flower down there. I'd actually end up using a flower up at the top where the picture of Max is. But here I'm just having fun going through all of the die cut pieces. And the American Crafts collections, their ephemera packs are always so amazing. I just love them. And I think I have absolutely every one of the Maggie Holmes collections that have ever been created. I love her products. Her collections are so beautiful. They really are. They're so pretty. Now, I love this aqua colored floral. And so I thought I would put that up by that really pretty mustard colored label where the picture of the cat is up top. I just thought that went together really nicely. And again, just trying to use more of those colors that are in the striped paper that I used for the 4x6 cards for the intro card and the closing card. Here I've got another one of the die cut pieces. This is a banner die cut piece that says Precious Memories. And I'm going to put that at the bottom of that journaling card in the pink over on the left. And I will pop that up in some foam adhesive as well. And that's going to be outside of the pocket also. And just giving the page a little more dimension and interest working outside the pocket in that way. So I'll just use a couple of little foam stickers from 3L. These are all 3L foam adhesive squares that I'm using, and I'm just going to add a little sticker there that's a floral to that area as well. And I'm basically almost finished. I'm just kind of looking at the page at this point and seeing if there's anything that I do want to add. I think I add a couple of other little puffy stickers here and there, but basically it's just about finished. And I had so much fun creating this. Once again, pocket scrapbooking is so fun. You can get so many photos and so many stories told in a very short space of real estate here on your pages. 6 photos, lots of details in this story here. So you can see I have a picture of his house on the outside, and I've got some shots of the inside of the house. I have a picture of my son where he's eating or getting the pizza ready the day that he moved in and we were helping him unpack, and pictures of the cats and the story about the cats and all that kind of good stuff. And the whole story is just told here in a very small amount of space. And I just love that about pocket scrapbooking. So I really do think the trend of pocket scrapbooking has become a true way of documenting for so many of us memory keepers. And I think it's going to be around for a very, very long time. I know that it will be in my space for sure. And as I continue to explore new ways of documenting and memory keeping, whether it's with a memory dex or whether it's in a traveler's notebook or whatever the different formats that you are using in your space are, as long as we keep documenting and telling our stories and scrapbooking, I think that's the most important thing. So if you haven't tried pocket scrapbooking yet, I hope you were inspired today to do so. I love this format, and I know that I will definitely continue to share and to create these projects for my family and for my albums. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Make sure you check the description box below for links to finding scrapbook and cards in all the different places. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.